Hey, what's good, you guys? It's your boy Hotbox, and I know I've been slacking for a minute, but I'm here to talk about Assassin's Creed Remake that I've been playing lately. I recently just got started, I just started it last week, I think, and so far, I think they nailed this one, guys. But yeah, I've been gone, if you hear some shit in the background, my cats are getting to know each other, so I just got a new kitten, so yeah, don't mind that. So Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced, I feel needs no introduction. It's a remake of arguably one of the best games in the franchise, in my personal opinion, Assassin's Creed Black Flag. They've redone many animations as well as combat and added a bit more to the story, and personally, I think the games coming later on in the franchise need to borrow a bit from Resync. I ain't gonna hold you, this is not a review. It's more of a think piece and why I think the new games aren't as good as the old games, you feel me? The only exceptions for this, to me personally, is Odyssey and Origins. I love those games. But I think Resynced is the perfect go-between between the RPG style and, the old school Assassin's Creed games from the jump. Black Flag Resynced kind of hits both of those boxes for me. It's like the sweet point. But in general, it's more of an action game than an RPG. And, knowing me, I like the RPG shit. I'm a huge RPG fan. But for Assassin's Creed, I think this is the better direction. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to assume most of y'all already know, but here's a quick rundown. Black Flag follows Edward Kenway as he falls into a millennium-long fight between the Assassins and the Templars that he, just found himself in. And it seems to be a little over his head. This is a man driven by glory. He becomes a pirate and sets sail to grab himself of what he was never given, freedom and riches. Can't do without the riches. I ain't gonna talk too much of the story because, let's be real, it's the same shit, really. I mean, we all knew what it was. It's a great story. There's a bit more scenes, probably a handful of new missions as well. The characters you know and love are all here. The performances are great as ever. You know what I mean? The only ones that fall a little short on the performance end is the new side quest with the, what do I think they are? They're your new ship captains. It just feels like Kenway is acting a little differently than what he usually would. But other than that, it's still good. I'm not saying I don't like it. It's dope. It's just, it feels a little out of place. You can tell that it's newer shit. But the biggest change to the story, I think, is the removal of the Abstergo sequences. And I ain't gonna hold you, boss. I think this is a good move. Because I wasn't the biggest fan. Don't get me wrong. I like the whole subplot when it comes to Assassin's Creed games, but we kind of gone far from them now. I kind of don't even remember what they're about. I'm not gonna hold you. Other than Assassin's Creed 2 with Adam and Eve and the apple, I kind of stopped paying attention. So it's been a minute since we had that. So I'm not really missing it, to be honest. There are so many reasons why this game works for me. There's just a lot, but for one of the major points for me is just how good the game looks. Anvil Engine has really come a long way since basically Assassin's Creed 4. And the game, to me personally, looks phenomenal. It looks really good for a remake. It feels like what you imagined yourself playing when you were younger, you know what I mean? With the nostalgia glasses on, how everything looked better than what it actually looks like. It's just your memory kind of glorifies it. It feels like that, but in reality, the textures, the sounds, the physics, they're all hitting here. The water looks phenomenal, and I'm grateful because I spent a shit ton of time on the water in this game. The forest areas look extremely dense, and the cities have more activity than I remember. Just walking through the streets, it's a whole vibe on its own. There is some things that are lost in the remake, maybe some expressions, but overall, I think it looks far better than I could imagine it. One other thing I really liked about this game is that it feels good to control. While, not the best in the franchise when it comes to parkour, I think Unity still has that, but in general, it's pretty smooth. Naval combat is also really good, especially with the upgrades. It just honestly kind of makes it more fun, less repetitive. I'm grateful for that. And most importantly to me, the game ran buttery smooth. I didn't have a single drop, and I'm running a mid-range PC. So I was a bit worried about that, but yeah, it's incredibly smooth. And I decided to get on PlayStation though, but I'm just saying I have the game on both, and I think I would prefer it on PC. But the PlayStation one runs well. It's just the better graphics were on PC. But most of this footage I have here is from the PlayStation version, because, you know, I was a bit lazy. The only thing I'm not completely down for is the combat, which is a bit weird. Because honestly, I think it's better than the OG, but it's just not as good as the RPG open world stuff. I'm sorry. Well, because I ain't gonna hold you, it kind of feels weird talking about combat, where the game is mostly about assassinating niggas, you know what I mean? But the combat, in my opinion, needs work. It looks cool, but once you get the hang of things, it becomes mind-numbingly boring. Like, it's so repetitive and it's so easy. Like, no one is a threat to you. Even on the hard modes, as long as you don't get hit, which is not too hard until, you know, you don't see a flash and these niggas hit you from different elevation or some kind of glitchy bullshit. It's easy in general. Like, you won't die much. So that's really my only gripe, because halfway through the game, the enemies were just weren't a threat, to be honest. But yeah, those are my general thoughts on the game. But all in all, I really loved Resynced, and in my opinion, it should be the blueprint going forward. Not necessarily the remaking of old games in this structure. I mean, I would be grateful, but that's not necessarily what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like the new ones that are coming out. Instead of these massive 60-hour, you know what I mean, Assassin's Creed games, I feel like they have their place, but just not every game. Funny enough, I don't think those games are bad. I don't. Again, like I said, I very much enjoyed Odyssey and Origins. It's just that those games into this RPG format was a drastic overcorrection. The problem we originally had is that the older Assassin's Creed games were getting too formulaic. They were getting too stale. They were just getting boring. It became extremely familiar for like even the hardcore fans. And I remember when I was playing Syndicate, I remember just kind of zoning out and just kind of going through it. I was only really in it for the story. Same thing with Unity. It's just around that time, even a little bit before then, I was kind of done. Maybe this happened to me around Assassin's Creed 3. I couldn't really tell you when. But it's just the games just started getting repetitive. The only thing cool about them was the story. So I can see why they would correct from the extremely cluttered maps and the collectathon kind of gameplay, but they just went too far. So because eventually I had the same issue with Valhalla, where I was just kind of going through it. I was just there for the story, and that game was too much for me. More power to y'all that like it, but I was done at that point. I was done. Valhalla, I couldn't. So yes, I do like this new resynced formula, whatever the fuck they doing. But here's my problem. I get the feeling because this game did so well, I think it sold like 3 million copies. I get the feeling because this game did so well, they're gonna look to do this with future games, which for now, it'll be really fun until like we 4 games in with the same combat, with the whole resynced kind of gameplay, and we've fallen into the same trap. That's where I'm a little bit worried, because while I do think this is the correct direction, I feel to not do the past mistakes like Ubisoft tends to do, not we, obviously, I ain't making shit, but they should, mix in all the RPG stuff, because they ain't bad. You feel me? The RPG games ain't bad. It's just that when it's every game, you know what I mean? It gets redundant. I think that's the issue for Ubisoft to figure out, because y'all want to keep both fans happy, right? Because now you done split the fan base. Now the older fans have the games that they want. They're looking for this new resync shit like me, and then you got the newer fans who really like the 60-hour games, the sandbox. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But now you got to keep both fans happy, and that's where I'm a bit worried for, the modern day Ubisoft. They have a whole Assassin's Creed studio, and I'm extremely excited for Assassin's Creed Hex. Whatever direction they go in, I'm just hyped. I like witches. It's just that I feel like both styles of Assassin's Creed game should exist going forward, because we just have to, I just think we have to do whatever we can to like cut through the monotony. Not we, again, it's them niggas, but I don't know, I keep saying we. Ain't no we. They gotta do this. But if I'm being honest, I don't really have faith in Ubisoft. I feel like we're gonna go through the same cycle, and we're just gonna be beating a dead horse. So I'm a bit worried, bro. But in general, I just think this is a greater direction. Like a lot of these Assassin's Creed games, especially Shadows and Valhalla, just felt like you're doing busy work to do busy work, and that's where shit started to crumble for me. You know what I mean? I can't keep saying this, but especially Valhalla, I just couldn't connect to Eivor like that. I liked Ezio, Connor, Edward, even Cassandra. I like most of them, but eventually I just kind of tuned shit out. So, I mean, I know I'm kind of repeating myself at this point, but I'm just saying this game kind of shows us the correct road to go forward in the franchise. And before this one gets stale as well, I think we need to be more story focused, because again, Black Flag felt like a tight, succinct, well told story, where these other games, because of their nature, because they have static cutscenes, because you're talking to every person, it looks like the story is way too spread out. But this one feels contained. I missed this feeling that Assassin's Creed games had, where they tell really well written stories. It just doesn't feel like that anymore. It just feels like they're just putting fluff because you got to do shit in this massive open world game, right? I mean, I kind of give Odyssey a pass though when it comes to that though, because you're a mercenary, but in every other game you're literally an assassin, and you out here like fighting like you the god of war. You feel me? I mean, I don't hate it, but I just feel like now we're getting to a point where the tone kind of fits the game. I like that shit. So, you know, I'm not the biggest Assassin's Creed fan, but I think if the more games were like this, I'd be happier. I'd be back into it again. But you know, that's just really my thoughts on it. You know, I'm not trying to shit on the new games. I think having fans from both sides is excellent. You know what I mean? It's just, you have the willing formula now. You know what I mean? You were looking for the willing formula, now you got it. You just have to cater to 2 different types. So you need to make 2 different type of games, real talk. But yeah, that's just, again, my thoughts that matter. You know how it is. You know, you light a blunt and you just start rambling. But tell me in the comment section what you think. What you think the move should be, honestly. Because I don't know. I say this is the right direction, but maybe y'all know better than me sometimes. It is what it is. Just let me know how you feel. But I'm sorry again for the bad upload consistency. I'm trying to enjoy my summer, but I'm also working those crazy hours. Y'all know how it is, but I'll try to be better. But for now, it's your boy Hotbox, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Take it easy.